Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. We've got another awesome game coming up for you today. It is going to be a PvT. Let's start off introducing the players. So up the top right side of the map, it is going to be Dia. He is 19 years old from South Korea, plays for the Mouse Sports team, and very awesome player. And yeah, that's about it. So let's move on and let's check out his opponent up the top right side of the map. I thought that was a mini gateway for a second. It looked kind of like a gateway for a second, but then the top started bouncing off. So anyway, moving on, we do have his opponent. It is Mr. ForGG, and he is 24 years old from South Korea, playing for the Millennium team. And man, I gotta tell you, I think my voice is starting to go again. It's starting to feel a little bit croaky. I haven't been casting too much, but I've been casting like a game every day, trying to get back into it. I've been casting normal voice, so, you know, shouting a lot, blah, 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 but it's starting to feel a bit funny, so I may have to just sort of jump back a little bit. So, yeah. Next game maybe. Next game I'll come back and I'll just do it a little bit lighter, but for this game I'll probably just keep going, I mean. You'll just see how it goes. Just, yeah, see how it goes. So anyway, we do have a fast cyber core. We do not have the second gas, which means we're not going to be seeing a fast starport. Probably going to be something else. So, I don't know, Twilight Council, robotics facility, something like that. He's getting a second gas now. Maybe just going to be gate pressure for now. A couple more gateways. Do have it, the expansion coming out, so I mean, every single build has the expansion, so that's not really a amazing thing anymore. ForGG, of course, doing exactly the same thing, going for the bunker off a single barracks. Is he going to be building a second? No, he's building a second command center, or a third at this point. Sorry, that is incredible, absolutely incredible, and definitely something that Deer could capitalize on if he realized it, because he's only going to have a single barracks producing Marines, and that is not a lot of Marines that's going to be out there. There'll be enough to fill the bunker, but he's got to worry about oracles as well. He's got to worry about this. He's got to worry about that. We do actually have a Stargate coming on now that the second gas is up. He's chosen to go for a faster Nexus, I suppose, and sort of laid back on the gas, but I don't think getting the faster Nexus really stopped him from getting that early gas. I think he could have got the early gas and then got a Nexus anyway, and it would have delayed the Nexus by a little bit, but the Stargate would have been that much sooner. So yeah, I don't know. He got his Nexus out a little bit quicker, so maybe that's okay. Maybe that's worth it. So here we go. ForGG starting to pump up his macro, but he is going to be a little bit open to attack for the next minute or so still. And if Dia did decide to go for like a 3-gate or a 4-gate, then he could have done a lot of damage. Even with putting the Nexus down, if he forewent the Stargate, went for 3 or 4 gateways, then he could have done quite a bit of damage here. But he decided to go for the Stargate pressure, and it's pretty much expected. Not expected, but a lot of players do the early Stargate pressure in PV anything, basically. But generally, though, PvT, it's a lot easier than, say, PvZ, because you'll have overlords, or no, not overlords, queens all over the place, and there'll be annoying stuff. All the oracle flying around, trying to get a scout off, trying to get to the other side. It does have speed on its side, but unfortunately not going to get any kills over there. I think it got 3 kills on the bottom side, so very nice to actually send it around to the other side, go the long way, and yeah, great job there by Dia. So I have to see exactly what he gets up to now. Going to be popping down a couple more gateways. It's got a single forge. We don't know if he's going to be getting a second one. Starting to pump out some Phoenix now for the long term, and Phoenix will be extremely useful later on in the game to be sniping out medevacs, because medevacs, of course, are going to be a major pain in the ass for pretty much the entire battle. I mean, we see it a lot with TVZs. The Zerg just doesn't have a good handle on dealing with medevacs. Ooh, he's actually put the Stargate down here. I thought there was a proxy. I thought there was just a proxy pylon, but I guess he's actually put the Stargate down there, which is pretty cool. The Oracle, man, trying to get as many kills as possible. Oh, with the very last second. Did you see the range of that bunker? It hit it when it was over there. That is absolutely nuts. And this Oracle, man, is like the evil Knievel of oracles, man. He's totally going crazy all over the place, but in the end, I don't know if it's actually going to work out for him. I think he might end up lighting the dust pretty soon. We've got a couple more gateways coming out. We've got full-on macro mode going on here. We've got worker count pretty much identical. These did come out pretty much at the same time, but yeah, maybe this one came out a little bit earlier, but it did have to build an orbital, so I don't understand. Well, I guess Deer is a little bit further ahead in worker count. Just a little bit. He's actually stopped building workers now, so that's interesting. Oh, I see. ForGG, of course, he had this early third base. He built this early third base, and that is what's allowed him to get a ton of workers, and he's just now caught up. Because, of course, he did have this a little bit later than Deer, I think, and, of course, he had to build the orbital, which takes even more time. But now, with the third base, he's up there, and he's doing a great job. So, yeah, here we go. Deer starting to build up a massive ground army. He does have high Templar tech on the way, starting to research Storm, starting to get a bunch more gateways, and he's got to be looking like just a massive amount of ground forces with Storm as a backup, and yeah, we can fully expect him to be getting a third base in the next minute or two, would be my guess. This is going to be his take my third base army. He's going to take the third base, he's going to get that set up, and then he's going to start thinking about maxing out his army, going in there, scouting out the third base for ForGG, doing a lot of damage, blah 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 blah. So definitely going to be watching out for this third base. And ForGG unexpectedly sending that Marine back. I don't know why, because definitely scouting for a third base was definitely worth sacrificing a Marine to scout for that third base, but he's decided to run off. I have no idea what he's doing, but maybe he accidentally grabbed it or something like that. Phoenix going in, actually taking a fair bit of damage, but they do kill a bunch of stuff. Oh, the Widow Mines. That's some nasty stuff right there. Oh, almost got a hit there, but the Phoenix just managed to get out of range, and now they're going to have to run. Don't forget the Oracle when you're running out there. This guy's still waiting for the minerals to build a Nexus, and the Marine comes back and he sees the worker there. Oh man, we've got a major engagement coming over here though. The armies are really forming up, and a lot of High Templars out there. They've all got enough energy for a storm. It is 75 energy, of course, so those Marines have to be very, very, very careful. Otherwise, they're just going to get owned. That is a storm bonanza right there, that little group. So, going to be falling back, but unfortunately, he needs to be able to protect his third base, and right now, he's not doing a very good job. No Zealot legs, fortunately for ForGG, but they're still going to be doing a fair amount of damage. Oh, the Widow Mines though, that is nuts. Where is the Observer? We do not have one yet because we don't have a robotic facility, so the Zealot's still going nuts on the workers, and the workers managed to kill it off, but I think he lost a fair amount of workers there. Have a look at units lost. Yes, 12 workers down for ForGG, none for Deer, so that is telling us what's going on right there. Not very good at all. I mean, the Phoenix took out some workers, the Oracle took out some workers, and now the Zealots have taken out some workers. And maybe, just maybe, the Widowmine splash damage has helped take out some workers as well. Oh, here we go. Oh, they came in, but they ran away so fast that they actually missed the storm. And this is actually a dangerous situation right here for ForGG, because all Deer needs is a single Phoenix. He can see the high ground, he can storm the hell out of it right up there. And I think that was his plan, until this medevac came down and started causing all sorts of chaos. But the Phoenix might actually be able to deal with it. Taking out the Marines now, there's just the Marauders. He can lift them all up to his leisure and take them down. So really, really great job. A couple of workers are going to go down, but not nearly as much as he would have liked. He didn't get any real tech structures. Templar Archives, it's still going to be fine. And oh, the High Templar is getting a little bit too close to the Marauder pack, and the Marauders are sniping them out very, very fast. They're taking a lot of storm damage, but of course Marauders can soak up that damage quite efficiently. And now he's going to pull back into this bottleneck, and I mean, Deer would be crazy to run his Zealots into that bottleneck. That would be a suicide mission. So he's going to pull out a beautiful storm, and now is a great opportunity to go for the third base. Here he goes, sending in some Zealots to the third base, trying to hold off this army. Is he sending those Zealots in? It's a great idea to do it. I don't know why he isn't doing it. He's probably still worried about those Widow Mines up there, but yeah, he's got this army pushed back. He does have the ability. All he needs to do is get an Observer and a bunch of Zealots up there, and he should be able to do a lot of damage to third base. But right now, he's putting all his concentration on this base, and this is not a good place to go up. He's going to lose so many Zealots getting up here. He does have an Archon for support, and the Zealots are actually moving through. They're actually doing a ton of damage. They're just so beefy, and the Archon support is phenomenal. And the fact that the Phoenix keep lifting up all the Marauders is not going to help him either. So all of the Zealots have gone down. He's even got some Hellbats out there, but the Archon's doing so much damage to this bio army, and finally the Archon's starting to get taken out. They're starting to run out of health. More Zealots coming in. Might be able to clear out the rest of the army, but ForGG is going to be reinforcing through this entire battle. I think he will be able to hold this off. And yes, all the Zealots pretty much done for. Not many units left for ForGG, but there's enough to be able to hold off this base. And I gotta say, dear man, he should have gone in. He should have hit the third base when he had a chance. Widowmine or no Widowmine, you get an Observer up there. You take those Widowmines out with a bunch of Zealots, and you go nuts, because of course the Widowmines are military units, so I think the Zealots would focus on them. He had a chance, but he chose instead to commit all of his forces to that battle. And yeah, I don't know, he ended up just trading all of his forces, which is not a terrible thing to do. But instead of trading some of those forces, I feel like he could have just taken the brunt of the attack a bit more and sent some forces into the third base, really hit this nice and hard, and really taken out a lot of workers, and maybe forced the command center to actually lift off. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't happen. Medevac's going to come in here once again. Going to be dropping on this place, and Deer can't actually see this corner of the map, so oh, he's got a Zealot coming in here, but that's going to get taken out by the Widowmine, as well as a couple of workers. Drops coming in here. The main army is going to have to deal with this army down here, and another one coming down there. Oh, the Medevacs. Feedback on these Medevacs, but didn't quite do enough right there. And look at these Marauders go, man. They are stimming up. They are taking out workers. They're taking out Zealots. They're taking out all sorts of stuff. Starting to get a bit low in their health, and of course the double good stuff of the feedback on the Medevacs is there's a chance that it can kill it. It's got 200 and 150 health, so there's a chance it can kill it. But the best part, arguably the best part, when defending against a drop for feedbacking a Medevac, is he cannot heal anymore. So you're, by instinct, a lot of Terran players will stim up, and even if they want to stim up, I mean, you still stim up, it's still okay. It's not a horrible idea, but yeah, that means the Marauders are at very low health, and there's no way of healing them, so they go down in seconds to Zealot attacks. But Deer starting to look a little bit like he doesn't have a lot of forces here. He's starting to look a little bit slipshod over here. Does have a bunch of High Templar maybe going in. Oh, the Marauders getting in, trying to snipe those High Templar. They do a very, very quick morph into an Archon to save themselves. I don't know if they had enough energy to do a storm. I think if they had, they would have actually done a storm. And here we go, some reinforcements from the main base coming in. A bunch of Archons and a bunch of Immortals going nuts on the Marauders, and the Marauders have to get out of there. They cannot deal with Immortals right now. And there are 3 total Immortals. What do they have? They got 2/2 so far, so very, very nice. Actually going for level 3 armor. At the moment, I might have thought that he'd go for level 3 weapons, given that he is fighting stuff like Marauders and Hellbats, which have a lot of health, so definitely you want to get the armor damage up on the Immortals and on the Stalkers, but choosing to go for the armor instead, and yeah, let's see if it works out for him. So once again, Deer has pushed this army back. ForGG just running back. I don't think he's going to be going for the third base this time. He does not have enough forces to survive a flank once he gets up that ramp. And yeah, both players pretty much equal right here. We do have ForGG going down a lot, losing a lot of workers actually here. He's lost 39 under 27, which is fairly decent. So Deer has lost a lot, but ForGG has lost a lot more, and not going to be good at all. Ooh, here he goes. Is he going to get some high ground? There he goes. The Immortal shredding the bunker, and the workers are perhaps in range for a storm. Oh, there we go. Beautiful storm. Actually hit a Widowmine as well, so great job. And the workers are going to be coming on back. And Deer, I mean, all he has to do is do that a couple more times. That base is going to be shut down. So ForGG, man, greedy at the start of the game, going for the gold base. He's managed to hold on to it for a long time, but he has taken quite a few more hits there than he would otherwise have going for the normal third base. But let's get rid of that income tab. Let's look at the production tab. More Immortals, more Archons, so Deer definitely knows what he needs to get. And ForGG continuing to pump out 6 Marauders at a time. I'm not sure if this is a great idea. I mean, Deer seems to have the Marauder thoroughly counted here with the Immortals and with the Archons. He really, really does. I mean, they're doing a great job versus the Zealots, and Deer early game had a lot of Zealots, so it was a great idea to switch over to Marauders, but at this point, I feel like Marauders are not so good anymore. Ooh, we've actually got a 4th base here. I didn't even see that, but it is going to be going down. The SCV's going in, getting taken out. So many Immortals and the Marauder army. I mean, this is just a case of not adapting on the part of ForGG. As soon as he saw this many Immortals coming out, he should have switched over to something else. He should have pumped up his Marine production, maybe. I mean, Marines are still bad versus Archons, but you don't want to be building a crap ton of Marauders when you're facing up against this many Immortals. I mean, it's just not a good idea. So anyway, beautiful game, and ForGG did just tap out there. He saw how many Immortals there were, and he just like, you know what, this is not working out, so I'm just going to get out of here. So anyway, this has been your Daily Masters today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys later. This has been Hairy Muppet.